Spring is in the air here in Southwest Missouri, and it is time to get these chickens out of our garden.
We've had them in here for a couple of months. We put them in the garden in the wintertime. They clean up all of the garden stuff and they rejuvenate the soil.
But now it's time for them to go out to the pasture and start eating more grass that's available to them as spring comes on. And that's going to really make their yolks so much yummier, oranger, and more nutritious for everyone. Hey, welcome to Air2Ground Farms.
I'm Rich.
And I'm Shelly. We have a small, regenerative, first-generation farm here in Southwest Missouri. We raise beef, lamb, pork, meat, chicken, and also we do eggs and a little bit of raw milk on the side. And today we're going to concentrate on getting our layer chickens moved out to pasture.
And we'll give you an update on the status of this year's meat birds.
Yeah, that's an interesting status in case y'all were wondering.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get the layers. We tried putting them all into their chickshaws last night, but as you can see, not everyone went in last night, so we're gonna have to do a little bit of chicken wrangling before we can even get them moved.
Yeah, a dozen of them were roosting on the edges and they just didn't go in.
When he shut them in last night, he was like, they didn't all go in.
No.
So we're gonna catch them and toss them in here before we move them, because I don't know if you've ever tried to move chickens, but they're not easy to move, like on foot, so.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay. So what he's gonna do is use a big net that's actually used for catching lambs when they're really small, but it works great for chickens as well. And that way we can get a little bit closer and he can just net them, catch them, and we'll dump them in.
One down.
And that's how you catch a rooster.
Yeah.
Because look at those things. My goodness.
Got some
big old
spurs. Look at those things.
Whoa. Wow. Okay. Two. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. It's okay. I probably have to open up the lid. Okay. Okay. Okay, there you go. One in there, and you want both of them in there?
Sure.
Go that way. Go that way. Good job. girl. It's okay. Okay, girl. It's okay. Let me get this. Okay. Let me get your... Bumped your head. Sorry. Okay, we have all of the chickens and both of the geese loaded up in their wagons, and now we're going to drag them around to their new pasture.
Okay.
Dang it. Okay. Turn a little bit. Turn a little bit. Okay. Gets in a rut.
Yeah.
It's on a rock. Hang on. Ready? There.
Okay. Can I sit down in there first? Thanks.
One of the things that we like to use here because of the portableness of it is the Premier One electric net.
Poultry net. Yeah.
This is poultry net. Next door to us is sheep net. And this poultry net does a really good job of keeping the chickens in whenever it's, when we have the electric, well, the portable solar charger hooked up to it. A lot of people kind of fuss with it, and it is heavy. It's a bit cumbersome to use, but we use it because it is portable. It allows us to move the chickens around all over the farm wherever we want them and not have permanent fencing up everywhere. And you know, while it can be cumbersome, it is super useful. So if you have chickens and you've been thinking about it, we do recommend the Pier 1 poultry netting for keeping your chickens in. And it's an fairly economical way to fence in your animals. Now they can come out?
Yeah.
Okay. Here he goes, guys. For our layers, we have a little hodgepodge of Buff Orpingtons and some Bielefelders because they're pretty. We've had them for a while. We also have from last season, we got red sex link. They're very prolific brown egg layers, and we've really enjoyed them. This year, to plus up our numbers for our layers, we got some white Delawares. They lay pretty well, and we got them back in the fall so that they would be ready to lay by spring. So if you're looking to get chickens to supply your home with eggs, make sure you get them a good 4 to 6 months before you're ready for them to be laying eggs, because it takes them that long to get old enough to start producing eggs. And then at first you're going to get these little teeny tiny petite eggs that they lay at first, and you'll know when they start laying because you'll get these little, you know, kind of 2-inch eggs, and they're just as cute as they can be, but there's not a whole lot to them. All of the hens are laying now, and at the height of spring, we hope to have around 10 dozen eggs a day. We do supply eggs in our community. We have eggs in Air2Ground Meats where we sell them. So if you're looking for eggs in the Ava area, we do have them. They're fresh, they're pastured, and they're non-GMO. We decided to take the method of the red chickens were from we bought them in 2023. The white chickens we bought in 2024. The next year in 2025, we'll pick a different color, maybe black ones, maybe a black sex link of some sort. And then that way we know the year that we purchase those, when it's time to cull them, we can send them on down the way. So.
We wanted to give you an update on our meat birds. We're standing right here next to the brooder, and if you notice, it is
Empty.
oddly quiet.
It's very empty.
We have historically ordered our meat birds from Murray McMurray Hatchery, and last year we got all of our birds with no issues. This year they charged us for our first delivery of birds, and then the day before they were to deliver, they sent us a very kind email informing us that they had canceled our first 2 orders.
Yeah.
So
It was a little disappointing.
Yeah, it was very disappointing.
Yeah.
So we got online and did a whole bunch of looking and found another hatchery called Darlene Hatchery, and they sent us out the very next week. We ordered our 75 male Cornish cross, and they sent them out that Monday evening. The post office accepted delivery of them to be delivered here by Thursday. Baby birds, when they first hatch, they can survive for 72 hours just on what they absorb through the yolk, so they don't need food or water for that first 72 hours. It's 1 week later, and our birds are still in transit in the U.S. Postal Service. So
Yeah, for some reason we got a tracking notice, and they were in Birmingham, Alabama. That's a little far south and a little far east.
They were coming from Minnesota to us in Missouri,
So,
and somehow ended up in Birmingham.
So they were definitely misrouted, and unfortunately there's no way that those chicks can survive that long. So we know what's going on there. Maybe they're going to be delivered to us, and we will have to take delivery and then get with our hatchery and let them know what has happened to get our refund. That leaves us kind of at a sticking point.
Yeah, the meat birds are a big part of our farm and the revenue here for the farm. So this setback, I mean, it's our first 75 birds of the season. We have 13 batches of 75 birds that we're going to do this season. First batch is sort of
kind of important.
We just sort of missed it.
Yeah. So there is a hatchery not too far from us that we might be able to get some from them, from another partner farm who has access to quite a few. And we do have our orders still in for Murray McMurray for later on as we go through the season. Now, this is all driven by the egg situation, the supply chain situation, and the bird flu situation going on in this country. We have now been affected by all of the drama and all of the things going on within the chicken and egg industry.
Yeah, a lot of the hatcheries that normally hatch out meat birds have transitioned to hatch out replacement layers due to the 165 million layers that have been killed over the past couple of years.
Yeah, so it's really unfortunate, and we're going to do our level best to get our hands onto some quality meat birds that we can raise out GMO free on our pastures. Our plan is to do 1,000 birds this year, processing them right here on our farm, and we sell that in our little hometown here in Ava at the meat store. So we pray that we get the birds, or some birds within the next 2 weeks so we can get rolling. We're going to do our very best to get those 1,000 birds produced this year and put into your freezers.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so you guys stay up on what's going on in the egg and chicken world. Have you been affected by it? Or if you're homesteading and you're growing your own chickens, have you seen anything in your area with your hatcheries going on?
Well, yeah, you saying that makes me think this is a really good example of why sustainability is important. And if you raise some of the dual purpose birds like they do at Living Traditions Homestead with their American breast birds, then you wouldn't be as affected as we are with a crisis basically in the hatcheries.
Yeah, because the Cornish cross is a hybrid. We're not breeding those. We can't make that we can't replicate it in any way. So we're kind of in a corner right now to get the hybrid birds delivered to us. Now, if we wanted to switch to a model that was a lot more like theirs, we could become more sustainable. But for the industry that we're trying to do, we went with this route, and now we're kind of feeling the pain of relying on an outside source for our babies. So anyway, hey, thanks for hanging out with us at Air2Ground Farms. If you are having trouble, make sure to leave a comment with us down below, and we'd love to hear what's going on in your neck of the woods as far as the chickens are concerned. And until next time, bye y'all.
Bye y'all.